You have big dreams, those aspirations that ignite your soul and drive you forward. Writing that novel, the one that's been swirling in your mind, begging to be written, launching a business, building something from the ground up, a venture that reflects your passion and vision, finally cleaning out the garage, decluttering your space and your mind, creating a sanctuary of order. But why do these dreams stay stuck in your head, lingering as mere possibilities instead of tangible realities? Why do you find yourself scrolling your phone or rewatching old shows seeking temporary escape instead of pursuing your goals? The real culprit isn't laziness. It's not a lack of inherent drive or motivation. It's procrastination. The silent assassin that whispers, "I'll do it tomorrow," lulling you into a false sense of security until your tomorrows run out, and your dreams remain just that, dreams. Procrastination is your brain's way of protecting you from what feels overwhelming or difficult, a defense mechanism against perceived threats. The bigger the dream, the scarier it feels, and the more you retreat into the comfort of familiar routines and distractions. But what if you could outsmart your own brain, sidestep its protective mechanisms, with a simple science-backed trick? Enter the 5-minute rule, a game changer in the battle against procrastination. A tool so simple, so accessible, you can use it right after this video and start seeing results immediately. It doesn't require fancy planners or apps, no need for elaborate systems or expensive gadgets. It's just a promise to work on a dreaded task for 5 minutes, a tiny commitment that can unlock massive potential. Anyone can do anything for 5 minutes. It's a manageable, non-intimidating time frame. This is your secret weapon to break free from procrastination, one small step at a time, reclaiming your time and your dreams. Let's get started. Let's conquer procrastination and unlock your full potential. We've all been there, staring blankly at a screen, a mountain of tasks looming before us. The question is, why do you procrastinate? What's really going on in your mind when you choose to scroll through social media instead of tackling that important project? It's not a flaw, it's a coping mechanism. Procrastination isn't about laziness or a lack of discipline. It's a signal that something deeper is at play. It's your brain trying to protect you in its own misguided way. When a task feels overwhelming or tied to fear, when the stakes seem too high or the path unclear, your brain seeks relief. It searches for an escape route from the perceived threat, pushing you toward easy distractions for a quick dopamine hit. That notification, that funny video, that mindless scroll, they offer a temporary reprieve from the discomfort. This avoidance becomes a habit, a learned response to stress and discomfort. Stress, avoidance, temporary relief, repeat. It's a vicious cycle that reinforces itself, but the relief is a lie, a fleeting moment of peace that quickly fades away. The task still looms, growing scarier, more intimidating with each passing moment, and the guilt builds. The weight of unfinished business presses down on you. You're not lazy, you're not inherently flawed, you're stuck in a cycle of avoidance and anxiety, you're caught in a trap of your own making, but it's a trap you can escape. The real problem? What's the core issue that fuels this procrastination? Your brain sees big tasks as impossible monsters, insurmountable challenges that seem too daunting to even begin, not small steps. It fails to recognize that every large project is simply a collection of smaller, manageable actions. This is called task aversion, a natural resistance to things we perceive as difficult or unpleasant, and it paralyzes you before you even begin. It stops you in your tracks, preventing you from taking that crucial first step. It's not weakness, it's not a character flaw or a lack of willpower. It's your brain's way of protecting you from stress. It's a defense mechanism, albeit a counterproductive one. Willpower alone won't break the cycle. Simply forcing yourself to work harder rarely works in the long run. It's a limited resource. Willpower is like a muscle. It fatigues with overuse. You need a strategy that makes the task so small, so insignificant, your brain doesn't resist. A task so tiny it slips under the radar of your brain's defense mechanisms. That's what the 5-minute rule does. It's a simple yet powerful technique. It shrinks the task, it breaks down the overwhelming into something manageable. Shrinks the fear. It diminishes the anxiety associated with the task. You're not the problem. You're not fundamentally incapable. The approach is. It's about finding a way to work your brain, not against it. Make the task tiny, almost ridiculously small, and you'll finally get started. You'll overcome that initial inertia and begin to build momentum. The 5-minute rule is your way out. It's your key to unlocking productivity and breaking free from the procrastination trap. Let's see how it works. Let's explore the practical application of this powerful technique and learn how to make it work for you. The 5-minute rule is simple: commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. Set a timer, no pressure to finish, just start. Give yourself permission to stop after 5 minutes. Think of the task you're avoiding. Could you do it for 5 minutes? Almost always yes. The magic is in lowering the barrier to entry so your brain's resistance fades. You're not cleaning the whole garage, just putting 10 things in a trash bag. The goal isn't completion, it's action. If you want to stop after 5 minutes, stop, no guilt. You've broken the cycle of avoidance and proven you can start. That's a win. And often, once you start, you'll want to keep going. The transformation begins with that first step. Let's look at why this works. The hardest part of any task is starting, overcoming inertia. The 5-minute rule hacks your brain by making the first step tiny and manageable. Once you start, the Zeigarnik effect kicks in. Your brain wants to finish what you've begun. 5 minutes turns a dreaded task into an in-progress project, making it easier to return to later. Action creates momentum. Answer one email, the next feels easier. You shift from anxiety to accomplishment, fueling more action. Procrastination thrives on fear and ambiguity. 5 minutes gives you real feedback. You realize the task isn't as bad as you thought. Each session builds your confidence and rewires your brain to see challenges as opportunities. Small wins add up, changing how you approach every task. 5 minutes is all it takes to start the shift. Now let's make it practical. Here's how to use the 5-minute rule right now. First, identify what you're avoiding. Name it honestly. Next, break it down to a micro task. Not clean the kitchen, but put dishes in the dishwasher. Make the first step so small it feels silly not to do it. Grab a timer, phone, kitchen timer, whatever. Set it for 5 minutes. This ritual signals your brain it's time to start, and there's a clear end. When the timer starts, focus only on that tiny action. When it ends, stop. Celebrate that you started. Reward yourself. Stretch, get water, or just acknowledge the win. For extra momentum, pair the 5-minute rule with other methods like the Pomodoro technique. The key is to celebrate starting, not finishing. Build from there, one small win at a time. This is your battle plan for beating procrastination. Let's see it in action. So how does this seemingly simple rule actually translate into our everyday lives? How can we take this concept and apply it to the various challenges and tasks that we face? Let's see. Let's explore some practical examples of how the 5-minute rule can be implemented to overcome procrastination and boost productivity. The kitchen's a mess. Dishes piled high, counters cluttered, and the thought of tackling it all feels overwhelming. Instead of running away, succumbing to the urge to avoid the chaos, set a timer for 5 minutes, that's all. Just 5 minutes, just load the dishwasher. Don't worry about scrubbing every pot and pan, or perfectly organizing the silverware. Before you know it, the sink's empty, maybe you even wipe a counter. You'll find yourself making progress without even realizing it. Timer rings, you stop. No pressure to keep going unless you want to. The kitchen's better. It's not perfect, but it's significantly improved, and you only invested 5 minutes. At work, you're dreading a report. The thought of staring at a blank document fills you with anxiety. 5 minutes. That's your commitment. Open the template, fill in your name, jot one accomplishment, just one. Timer rings. The blank page is gone. You've made a start, and that's often the hardest part. For tough phone calls, the ones you keep putting off, your 5-minute task is just finding the number and writing one point to discuss. Timer rings. The next step feels easier. The anticipation is often worse than the actual task. The 5-minute rule is a launch pad. It's a way to overcome that initial resistance and get things moving. It guarantees you'll start, not finish. It's not about achieving perfection in 5 minutes, it's about initiating action. It breaks big monsters into tiny, doable actions. It transforms overwhelming projects into manageable steps. It works for exercise. Feeling unmotivated to hit the gym? Put on workout clothes, stretch for 5 minutes. You might find yourself wanting to do more. For creative projects, staring at a blank canvas can be intimidating. Open your sketchbook, draw one shape, just get something down on paper. For life admin, those tedious tasks we all avoid. Open your mail, sort 2 piles, bills in one, junk in another. It's universal because inertia is universal. We all experience resistance to starting things. 5 minutes is all it takes to move forward. It's a small investment with a potentially huge return. Every journey starts with a single 5-minute step. Remember that, and you'll be unstoppable. The rule works in any situation. It's adaptable and versatile. Home, work, or personal life. Wherever you're facing resistance, the 5-minute rule can help. It's about progress, not perfection. Don't aim for flawless execution, aim for forward motion. You'll be amazed at what you can do, 5 minutes at a time. The cumulative effect of small actions is powerful. Try it today, and watch your resistance melt away. Experience the freedom of simply starting. Now let's talk about your first step. What's one thing you've been putting off that you can tackle for just 5 minutes right now? When the timer goes off, if you're done, stop. That's the rule. By honoring your promise, you build trust with yourself and make it easier next time. Celebrate starting. Consistency beats intensity. The 5-minute rule breaks perfectionism's grip. You can't be perfect in 5 minutes, only present. Focus on progress, not perfection. So here's your challenge. Pick one thing you've been avoiding. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Start. Just the first tiny action. Don't worry about the next step or the outcome. Give yourself 5 minutes of action. This is your moment to break free from procrastination. The 5-minute rule is your declaration of control. Your dreams are waiting. It all starts with 5 minutes. What are you waiting for? Press start.